What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Steve-O, Rideshare Rookie, coming back at you. I just want to make a quick video, guys. If you watched my last video, I'm alive, I'm breathing. Those close to me, friends, especially on YouTube, Uber in Tampa, my boy Bam, No Limitation Rideshare. What's up, YouTube? I can't do it like him. I want to give you guys a couple updates on some additional things. Uber in Tampa pointed out some things about my weight loss. So let's jump into that. For those of you that may or may not know, I am a type 2 diabetic. My sugar's been a little out of control. So the doctor put me on a different medicine to try. Part of being a diabetic, when your sugar increases, things like that, you do experience weight loss. That is not the only reason that I've lost weight, though. I have been exercising, running, walking, things like that, despite the herniated discs in my back and neck from the accident from 2018. So hopefully that addresses that. I really don't like to go into a lot of my personal medical type thing. I did test again. I did take another test yesterday for COVID-19. One of the guys that I work with, we'll just say that, did test positive, and I was exposed to him. So that's what's going on with that. And what I want to do, like I said in my last video, since I really don't do rideshare anymore, except for like New Year's Eve, things like that, I'm going to keep this channel up. Don't worry. I'm still going to make videos. But I did create a second channel a while back. It is in the description below if you guys want to check it out. Kind of talks about things like that are going on in the world, news things, political things. It's kind of like Uberman Tampa with his channel American Truth, which is an excellent channel. I always enjoy those videos. So we're gonna make videos on there. So I'm gonna try to branch away from being more persistent on this channel with videos and focus on the other channel. I think I got like 9 subscribers or something like that. I haven't really been proactive at it. I did release a video on that channel in regards to what's going on in Atlanta. Due to where I work at, unfortunately, I can't get into a lot of detail on certain things. I will say this because I'm allowed to say a couple things. You guys already know my thoughts on the Floyd situation. That was murder. I'm not ready to say again if it's premeditated because I haven't seen the body cam. I haven't seen the other side of the video to see how he ended up on the ground. But regardless, that officer that was fired and charged, actually all 4 of them were, it's not right. Now, when it comes to Rayshard Brooks in Atlanta, that was a justified shooting, regardless what you guys think. I mean, guys, I studied criminal justice. I studied law. I'm one class away from having my master's degree. Now, that doesn't make me an expert, but I have spent hours and hours of reading and watching the video. Okay. I made another video on my other channel about this, more in depth. The biggest thing is, and I watched the ridiculous statement from the Atlanta DA, who's also under investigation. He wanted to start with the race card in the beginning, and that's not what this is about. It was a DUI stop, which a lot of people don't understand. DUI investigations can take hours. When they were trying to place him in handcuffs, he was being detained for the investigation, not placed under arrest. And he's the one that chose to take the path he took, and ultimately that decided his fate. You cannot point a firearm, a taser, any kind of weapon at a law enforcement officer, especially, and think that you're just going to walk from it. It's just not going to happen. Okay. I don't care if it's a damn fork, a knife, doesn't matter. That's called aggravated assault with a deadly weapon on a law enforcement officer. Um, and at the end of the day, guys, um, that officer had to make a decision. Am I going to go home with my family or what's going to happen? Because if the suspect would have actually tased him, he could have taken his firearm and shot him. Yeah, you guys might say, oh, well, there was a second officer there. Well, you know what? When adrenaline's high and stuff like that, the suspect could have easily got to the officer quickly before the other officer and opened fire. That situation could have went so many different ways. But I'm going to go ahead and go on record. That is a justified shooting, and I think it's absolutely bullshit that he was charged with 11 counts. Okay. Um, Sorry about that, guys. I had a phone call come in. But yeah, um, and the district attorney, what my takeaway from this is the only reason that they charged this officer and the other officer, his partner, who made the original traffic stop, per se, because this guy's sleeping in a Wendy's drive-thru, um, is because of the George Floyd case. All right. I can't tell you my personal opinions on what I feel should have happened. I'm not allowed to do that. There's things I can't talk about right now. What I will say is when this trial comes up, when they go to court, I don't see any of these charges sticking. Okay? It is not right to aim any type of weapon at a law enforcement officer. Matter of fact, there is a very good chance that the suspect, Brooks, I'm sorry, he could have walked away from that. But he's the one that chose his fate. You cannot point a weapon at a law enforcement officer. And I'm going to tell you guys one thing. I'm not racist, but if I was in that officer's shoes, I would have reacted and done the same thing. Okay? Lastly, I want to add that the district attorney for Fulton County wants to make this conference yesterday with the charges, and he wants to talk about how the suspect was cool, calm, and cooperative. Maybe in the beginning, but when he was being detained, not arrested, there's a big difference. Look it up. He's the one that chose to fight, grab the officer's taser, shoot it. Doesn't matter if it hit him or not. Still, that's called aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Had he hit the officer, that's called aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. And it also could be considered attempted murder. All right. So I don't see that case. I don't see that officer being convicted. The sad thing is that his life is ruined because of this. And it's just disturbing how many people say, oh, it doesn't matter. It wasn't justified. Bullshit. It was 110% justified shooting. I don't care what anybody says. That's my opinion after, I did my research and watched videos. But now this officer has to go, he was fired, as you guys know. Now he has to deal with life after the fact. And then when the trial comes up, he's got to deal with all that shit. He's probably never going to be hired as a law enforcement officer again. And that's one of the risks, And I know there's a lot of people out there that hate the cops, still watch my channel for some reason. I'm not going to mention any names. But there'll be those comments of, well, that's what they signed up for. And that comment probably pisses me off the most. It's a calling in life. It's a decision you make. Just because you want to make a comment about, well, that's what they signed up for. Give me a fucking break. Give me a break. And this whole defund the police movement, bunch of garbage. I'm not even going to get into that. Um, it's sad what's going on in Seattle. And lastly, I'm just going to add one more thing. Several Atlanta police officers have walked off the job, and some have been calling in sick because they're just tired of it, especially to what happened to their partner. So, and I agree with them, and I stand with Atlanta, and I will always back the blue. Um, yes, there are cases that are not justified, like George Floyd, but when you look at the overall picture, yeah, that's what you have to take into account. All right, guys, that's all I got for this one. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend out there, and we'll try to do a live stream. I have my daughter this weekend, so I might try to do a live stream Sunday afternoon, evening. So, all right, guys, that's it for this one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out. Later.